Okay, so let's just jump right in. I want you to picture this, a totally silent auction room. You've got the world's wealthiest people just leaning forward in their seats. And right there, under the lights, is a single, perfect color diamond that's about to absolutely shatter records. For years, this was it. This was the peak of the luxury world. All spectacle, all rivalry, and just unbelievable money. I mean, prices like this, $71.2 million. That's what the legendary CTF Pink Star Diamond sold for back in 2017. It was an absolutely insane moment, and it really felt like the high point of a red-hot market for these incredibly rare gems. These were the sales that grabbed all the headlines and just captivated everyone. But then, things started to change, you know? The headlines kind of faded. Those record-smashing sales, they just seemed to, well, vanish. Which brings us to the big question. The real mystery here. Where did all the blockbuster diamonds go? It's a puzzle that's going to take us deep inside the super exclusive world of high-end jewelry. So let's start with what we're calling a dazzling disappearance. And honestly, that's exactly what it feels like. The most brilliant, most wanted gems on the planet have quietly slipped out of the public eye. And as you're about to see, the biggest players in the industry have definitely taken notice. And look, this isn't just a hunch or some kind of feeling we have. No, this is coming straight from the top. Quig Bruning, a major exec at Sotheby's, he says it flat out. It's not a theory, it's just, as he puts it, a statement of fact. The market has changed, big time. And if you want to see just how big of a shift we're talking about, you have to look at the data, because, the numbers don't lie. When you actually track the sales over the past decade, a pretty dramatic story starts to unfold. It's the story of a market that hit its peak and then completely transformed. Okay, so take a look at this timeline. Back in 2016, the market was just on fire. You had 9 different colored diamonds sell for over $20 million. 9. 2017, of course, gave us that incredible Pink Star sale. But then fast forward to 2023, and that number drops to just 4. And get this, by 2024, the top sale was for just over $13 million. That is a serious cooling off period. To make it even simpler, just look at this. We go from 9 of these spectacular sales in 2016 all the way down to just 4 in 2023. I mean, the top end of the public market has been cut by more than half in just a handful of years. You just can't deny that drop-off. But here's the thing. It's not just about the final price. It's also about the sheer volume of these stones. A decade ago, 44 colored diamonds made it into the top 10 lists at the big auctions. Just 9 years later, that number plummeted to 28. Fewer of these top-tier gems are even showing up to the party. So the question is, why? All right, this is where we get to play detective. What in the world is driving this shift? Well, when you talk to the experts, they point to a few key reasons that are all connected, and they've totally reshaped the world for these elite gems. Okay, the first clue is probably the most obvious one: supply. I mean, these stones are incredible because they're exceptionally rare. Miners just aren't finding as many of them. And as Quigburning points out, the people who already own these legendary diamonds, they're just not selling. They're holding on to them. And then you've got the other side of the coin, demand. The pool of collectors who can just drop $30 million on a diamond is, well, it's tiny. And as Burning explains, a lot of them have already bought their trophy piece, right? They've got their incredible blue or pink diamond, and they're not really looking for another one. Then there's what you might call the hype factor. Harsh Maheshwari over at Kuming Diamonds thinks the industry itself has kind of lost its mojo. That massive marketing blitz and media craze that created so much excitement a decade ago, it's cooled way down. He argues the industry just isn't making new collectors hungry anymore. So let's put it all together. You've got a limited supply of new stones, and the old ones are being hoarded. There's buyer fatigue among the ultra-wealthy, the marketing hype has faded, and for a while there, too many big stones actually hit the market at once, which, funnily enough, kind of normalized the prices and made them feel less spectacular. But wait, that's not the whole story. Not even close. Because here comes the plot twist. The diamonds haven't really vanished at all. They've just gone underground. While the public auction world has gotten quiet, there's a hidden market that is absolutely thriving. And this, right here, is the real heart of it all, the massive shift from public auctions to private sales. Think about it. An auction is a public spectacle. A private sale is the complete opposite.
It's all about discreet, anonymous deals built on total exclusivity. And it seems like the world's richest buyers would much rather do business away from the spotlight.
Harsh Maheshwari just nails the psychology behind this. For this new class of buyer, true luxury isn't about winning a bidding war in front of everyone. As he says, it's about owning something just because you can and knowing that nobody else even gets a chance. That right there has become the ultimate status symbol. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. While the super rare blue and pink diamonds are being sold in secret, there's one category that's still doing great out in the open: yellow diamonds. And the reason why is all about one thing: supply. I absolutely love this analogy from Quig Bruning. He says when you think about the supply of rare blue and pink diamonds, it's like one of those tiny little cocktail umbrellas. But for yellow diamonds, it's a giant golf umbrella. There are just way more of them, and that means you need a totally different sales strategy, one that really uses the competitive vibe of a public auction to get people excited. Now, as all of this is happening, the entire map of the high-end diamond world is literally being redrawn, and one city has risen above all the others to become the undisputed new capital. We are talking about Geneva. And the data here is just crystal clear. Over the last few years, Geneva has hosted 130 of the top 10 colored diamond sales. That puts it comfortably ahead of its main rivals, New York and Hong Kong. It has become the place to be. So what's Geneva's secret sauce? Well, it's really a perfect storm of reasons. First, its location is perfect, right between the US, the Middle East, and the Far East. Then you have the famous Freeport, which is this tax-free zone that makes moving billion-dollar assets around super easy. It's also a great source for amazing, fresh-to-market gems from old European collections. And, as all the insiders will tell you, there's just some kind of unexplainable auction magic there. And this quote really sums up this whole world, doesn't it? As Rai Safet says, this market is not a science. It's got a life of its own. It's unpredictable, it's influenced by a million different things. And honestly, that's what makes it so fascinating to watch. So we're left with this question. This whole case of the vanishing diamonds, it's really a story about how luxury and wealth are changing. As the world's richest people want more and more privacy, you have to wonder, are the days of the big, blockbuster public auction gone for good? Will we ever see the world's most beautiful treasures sold out there in the spotlight again?